afternoon and welcome to Our World Hour of Power here with Lady Pauline and my co-host, Mr. Glenn Greenwich, the Honorable Mayor of Southern Boulevard. Today we have two special guests from the Jamaica BID, Jennifer, who's the Executive Director, and Trey, which is the Director of Marketing and Business Services. Welcome to our world.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
So, how has your new year begun? What is the first things that you had to do for the new year with the bid?
We've gotten off to a very busy start. We're dealing with a lot of quality of life issues on Jamaica Avenue, trying to keep it clean, namely. Right before the holidays, Glenn joined our bid and the 165th Street bid and Greater Jamaica Development Corporation on an outreach day with the Department of Sanitation to all of our businesses. So we've just been informing businesses about best practices on how to keep their storefronts clean. We've also been working with the police on making sure that certain parts of the corridor are safe. So we've been busy with that quality of life stuff. And then we've been very busy preparing for an upcoming celebration of the many new businesses that are located on Jamaica Avenue.
Oh, that's awesome. Trey, how are you doing with your marketing and sales? I know you're not in the office and you can work from home. How is that going for you?
It's going pretty well. It's a lot of just trying to keep the website updated because there's been constant changes with a lot of stuff with COVID. It's a fluid situation, so making sure we're updated there. One thing I've been working on is a new marketing campaign that we're kicking off in 2 days. I Love Jamaica Avenue campaign where we're focusing on some of the well-known people in Jamaica and Southeast Queens. So I've been doing a lot of reaching out to a lot of individuals in the community, doing a quick 5-minute 5-question interview and getting photos from them. We're going to be unveiling that on social media platforms on this Monday. So I'm very excited for that.
Okay, who came
That
up with
does
that brilliant idea?
sounds very exciting. Jennifer, you
Yeah.
talked about quality of life issues. Why is that so important to the bids?
I think, well, quality of life hits so many different parties. Shoppers want to shop in an area that's safe and clean and pleasant. Who wants to come to a district if there's trash all over the place, or if you feel like someone's going to bother you or that it's not safe? And store owners and the employees that work there want to feel like they're safe as well. Um, so we really do put a lot of emphasis on making sure that the area, is a place where people feel comfortable shopping. I just think we see a return in terms of visitor numbers to the district, but also just foot traffic into the stores. People have a lot of options about where they can shop these days. You can shop from the comfort of your own home online, or you can go to a mall. So in order for downtown districts to remain competitive, you have to make sure that the experience you get when you come downtown is the best experience possible.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I know you all have met with the police department recently regarding some of the activities that's going on here in Southeast Queens. Could you tell me what was the feedback that you got? Because I've, been out on Southern Boulevard and I've seen some things that has been very disturbing to me, you know. Um, and I just wanted to know how did that meeting go? Because I know you had it, I believe, Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. So the 103rd Precinct worked with our bid, and Glenn was there to basically convene a number of our property owners, our small businesses, the police department, and then many of our elected officials to discuss certain safety aspects. Um, we've had a number of people going to some of our stores and come in without masks, drink beer, uh, deal drugs, threaten employees. This is something that we're seeing across the city. It's a time of economic distress. Um, a lot of social services have been cut back, and so I think we're seeing an uptick in some of this behavior. But the really great thing about Jamaica is that we have a very active community. Um, People don't let these things happen in their neighborhood without taking action. And so almost immediately we had businesses stand up and say, we want to do something about this. What can we do? We had our elected officials who, when they got the invite to come together and talk about this, immediately agreed to show up at a meeting. We had a police department that wanted to take a very thoughtful, community driven approach. And so I thought this meeting was a very good first step to allow those businesses and property owners to give a firsthand account of all of the issues that they've seen that can really affect the well-being of their businesses and the safety of their customers and their employees, and to put forth tangible solutions that can maybe work to confront some of these issues. And as we said at this meeting, this is just what we hope will be one of many meetings to come up with solutions. These are thorny, complex issues. As I said in the meeting, these social problems are complex. Policing is complex. We're not going to solve it in one evening. But what I do love is that everybody came to the table with a solutions oriented mindset and a willingness to try and understand and seek more information and then work together collaboratively to come up with solutions. So I'm hoping over the next few weeks we'll be able to come up with some really practical solutions that will help improve the situation.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
to go ahead, Glenn.
yeah. Let me jump in. I also wanted to add. I thought it was very great that we had the new public safety advocate, not advocate, but city council representative, who is now Adrian Adams, who's from this Southeast Queens area. So she's the person that's representing public safety on city council. She was there and she spoke. And I thought the other part that was very good is that the police were saying, look, um, it's not about just making more arrests, but it's really about looking at who the characters are that are perpetrating and do something about them specifically so that when they do get arrested, they're not just out on no bail, because we've got a no bail situation. And so giving some of the prosecutors some leeway in terms of determining if an individual is going to stay in or not. So I think it was a very positive event. I think people left there in as Jennifer, solutions, looking for ways to collaborate. And so we had the district attorney there, we had elected officials, we had the
Mhm.
police, we had business owners, property owners, and all of them. Uh, and it was very very clear that we all have to work together in order to come up with
Right.
a organic solution that serves the community.
I would
Jennifer.
not be surprised if, Jamaica ends up being a model for other communities. The way that first meeting went and the way we were able to try and find common ways of understanding, and the way we brought so many disparate groups together to work on an issue in a thoughtful way, I wouldn't be surprised if we come up with some really interesting solutions um, that hopefully will inspire other communities to confront this issue.
Okay, Jennifer, Trey, I would like to ask you both, as well as Glenn, how are the businesses doing? Like the Jamaica Mall, there, the shopping, the food court. How are they doing with business? Because I know last time I was there, it was kind of empty. Has things picked up a bit, or what's going on? And are the business able to survive? That's what I wanted to find out.
Okay.
Jennifer, Trey.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have been so inspired by the pluck of our businesses. I always talk about Make Me Over Beauty Bar as an example. The way they've really transitioned online and their ability to sell and to market their services online, and the way they've been able to pivot and accommodate the pandemic. I think a lot of businesses are going to survive, and in fact, are going to come out of this even savvier and smarter. Um, and, for example, Make Me Over Beauty Bar said that it's been doing really well. Um, we have had some businesses that are struggling. I would say the businesses that have been struggling, in my opinion, are those that were struggling before getting online and learning how to communicate with an audience. Right now, it's more important than ever to have a website, figure out unique ways to sell online, or at least to communicate with your customers about how they can support your business. And also to just follow websites or receive e-newsletters or those kinds of things that tell you about opportunities, whether it's business grants or learning opportunities or marketing opportunities. So I would say those are the businesses that are struggling right now, and that we're trying to provide a little bit of extra attention to get them caught up.
Okay. Now, also, Trey, I know you do with the marketing and business and services, and you're dealing with the internet. How productive has that been for senior citizens? Because I understand the young people, of course, they're always looking on the internet for sales and so forth and so forth. But we do have a group of community residents that are senior citizens that are in this area. We have a high population of senior citizens in the Southeast Queens. How would you say the marketing and sales is going for them?
So as far as marketing is concerned, we did the end of December. We did a mailer that we sent out to various zip codes in Southeast Queens, and that was to notify a lot of people who live in the area that there were new businesses that were opening, and that there were also notify them about us and our website, and to reach out to senior citizens as well, since sometimes they do not are as technologically savvy as some of us, as some younger people are. So that was a way we wanted to market to them, to use these mailers to, like, yes, there's still businesses open on Jamaica Avenue. There's new businesses as well. Still come here to do still, if you can get out and wear your mask, social distance, there's still businesses that you can go visit and get takeout, and eventually in about like 2 weeks be able to do 25% indoor dining. So the mailers were a way to reach out to people who may not be going on our website or on our social media platforms consistently.
Oh, okay, Trey. Glenn, can I ask you the same question? I
Uh,
have you been reaching out and for the older generation, as far as, you know, everybody's not on the internet, everybody, I mean, basically everybody does have a cell phone, but still I'm talking about looking for sales and so forth and so forth. Where to go for to be tested for the virus and the vaccinations centers. Do you get phone calls regarding those issues? Yeah.
I do from time to time. I think Jennifer spoke to it. The most important thing right now is getting the businesses online. Some of the mom and pop shops just don't have the availability, so getting them online is critical. When you talk about the older individuals, the snail mail and what have you is not as effective. It hasn't been effective for a while, but for a lot of them, it's either that or word of mouth. We reach out as best we can, but it's tough. um, I think easier marketing aspect is online and getting folks online and having people know what's available, where it's available, what the hours are, and so forth are critical. Because as more people move into the neighborhood, the residential pieces of downtown Jamaica, we are going to get the folks who are a little bit more savvy and internet capable, and will be looking for those kind of opportunities. And I think as a bid, a part of the downtown Jamaica, we've got to make sure that that the stores have the accessibility and actually one of the things that Jennifer specifically has been working on, and we've been kind of bird dogging with the New York State EDC, is the follow up to the downtown revitalization and having internet access, high speed internet. That's a key piece that the businesses are going to need to have in order to compete. And quite frankly, we also want some of the online tech companies to be able to come to downtown Jamaica as well. And so they're not going to be able to do that if they don't have high speed internet available. So that's something that was promised with the governor's revitalization program, and so we're following up to make sure that that does get implemented, because that's one of the more important infrastructure pieces that downtown Jamaica needs.
Okay,
Yeah,
speaking.
I'd like to.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh, oh, I just wanted to add on to that. I feel like Glenn and I are really concerned because a number of our businesses, even if they are savvy, digitally savvy, there's something going on with the internet where their point of sale terminals won't even work. And we can't figure out what that is, but they don't seem to be getting even the standard level of what's known as business service broadband. And we can't figure out why. But it's very concerning because as more businesses are required to transition online, especially during COVID, and we have this shortcoming, we're having our utility companies say it's going to cost thousands upon thousands of dollars for businesses to upgrade to higher speed internet, or businesses aren't even getting the level of services that they're paying for. And so we've been trying to unwind this issue about what's going on, because we did a survey on Jamaica Avenue, and there seemed to be, just from a very simple casual survey, when we questioned most of our storefront businesses, you know, like 40 businesses said that they couldn't get high speed internet, um, or that it would cost exorbitant amounts of money for them to upgrade to a level. And to me, in this day and age, that's unacceptable. I just feel like something is wrong here on an infrastructure level. And I would actually love for the city's Department of Information Technology to come in and maybe even do an audit to help us figure out what's happening.
You know
Yeah, and adding
something.
on to
Go ahead,
adding on
Sway.
adding on to Jen's comments, yeah, when we did the survey, there were blocks of the avenue that, like 162nd Street and 163rd, where there was internet problems, but across the street, there it was fine. So it was like very consistent, like whole blocks that businesses had issues with the internet. So that's definitely something we need to work on trying to fix.
I agree with both of you because I know sometimes even, over here at the station, I'm having problems with the internet, and it goes in and goes out. So it creates a problem. A question I would like to ask Jennifer and Trey: have you ever thought about having trainings, classes for the businesses who are not aware of that much about, computer, they're not computer savvy, and maybe doing something like maybe twice a week for, the small businesses, so they can get aboard more professionally?
Trey, do you want to
Jennifer?
talk about our efforts with that we have in the coming months with getting some businesses on social media and to claim their Google listings?
Yeah, sure. So next couple of months, we're going to be um, going door to door, essentially, with a lot of businesses on the avenue to basically sit down with them and make sure their Google listings are correct. Make sure make sure their business is actually on Google. When you go to Google Maps, you can see their business. Make sure their store hours are correct. Make sure their phone number is correct. And if they do have social media, make sure that's connected. And if they don't have social media, at the bare minimum, try to get them like an Instagram account, and just set them up and walk them through the process. Because as Jen said, this is kind of, if you're a business, you have your mom and pop, you have to be internet savvy, or you will be left behind. So that's one of the things that we're going to be focusing on next couple of months, is to focus on a select number of businesses that we know are interested, and making sure, sitting down, basically kind of essentially holding their hands and making sure they're connected to the broader world, to Google, and also on social media platforms.
And
You know,
what we realized, oh, sorry, Glenn, you go.
no, I just wanted to say that York College Small Business Development Center has actually got a series of trainings that are coming up that are geared towards small businesses. I'm not sure if it's in the evening, after hours or not, but I know that they just got some grant money from I believe from SBA to be able to do that, and so that's something that I'll share with you guys to make sure that your business owners as well. I was talking to Harry Wells, I think this past week, and he mentioned that they've got a series of trainings that they like to do for small businesses.
Okay,
Yeah.
Very
I,
important.
yeah,
Oh,
Jennifer, I know we've been talking about small businesses and so forth and so forth, but I also want to find out from Jennifer and Trey and even Glenn, are you planning on having small classes available for seniors to learn about the internet and so forth?
I think, Pauline, I think that is such a worthwhile objective. I do have to say that there are only so many things we can handle as an organization, and our mission is really focused on addressing the needs of the shopping area on Jamaica
Okay.
Avenue. And I feel like we have a mountain of things that we're trying to work on right now with that. But I think that's such a valuable service, and I think it's really important. And if you hear of somebody that's doing that, we have a portion of our newsletter that we dedicate to community news where we share opportunities like that. And I would absolutely want to promote that and be supportive of that, because I think that it can be so isolating if you're not connected online. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a very valuable thing to make sure, especially in this day and age, to make sure that the senior population is wired up.
Yeah, that's
One of
very
the
important. Go ahead, Glenn.
areas that actually did that training, and we got some background noise, Joe, some clicking. Um, anyway,
Yeah, Trey,
the,
I don't know if it's
the
something on your end.
uh, okay, so the public libraries have been good for doing those kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
BOCES, downtown, when they were or used to offer a lot of resources to do that. So there is some training that's available to the senior citizens. And as Jennifer said, our bandwidth, we're a little limited in terms of capacity and bandwidth to be doing some of the things like that. So we have to look for other resources to support that in happening. But um, Jennifer made a great point. If you've got information like that happening, she's got a vehicle, a newsletter to come out. We from time to time put some stuff on our website, um, but that would be the place to really do that.
Yeah, I know
Also, I
we
want
have
to
some feedback coming in. I don't know where it's coming in from, but
Well, you know what? It's time for me
pay the bills.
pay some bills. Let's pay some bills. So, Black Spectrum Theater. We've got a powerful lineup this month. This has been a series. We started back in November, and every Friday they have available using their season pass subscriber um,
Stefan.
to
So I
have
think it's
these
on Trey's end.
viewings.
The audio issue.
We can hear you,
Think so.
Joey.
Oh, sorry.
Uh, um, so on February 5th, we've got Thurgood. That's don't want to miss that. February 12th, we have The Shoes on the Other Foot, Samson's Way. On February 19th, we have St. Albans Jazz Festival. And on the 26th, Paul Mooney. So, you're wondering, how do you subscribe? Well, you go to www.blackspectrum.net, select Season Pass 2020-2021, and select your payment method. Or, if you'd like to more personal, you can call up from Monday through Friday from 10 to 6 p.m. and you can reach them at 718-723-1800. So again, Black Spectrum Theater Season Pass. You've got 1 month left to really check out the jewels. Back to you, Lady Pauline.
Yes, and I would like to take the time to let our listeners know you're listening to our Power here, and you can hear us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. We're also on Instagram, Our World Media, and we're also you can follow us on our website www.ourworldmedia.com. All right, let's see now. So tell me, what are the new stores that are coming? I know I spoke to you the other day. You was telling me some new businesses are coming to Jamaica Ave. Can you tell me a little bit about them,
Yeah,
Jennifer?
we're so excited. This is always our favorite thing to talk about. Um, we've had a lot of new stores that have opened in the past year. So I just feel like, despite all of the difficulties that businesses have had, people still want to open up on Jamaica Avenue. Jamaica Avenue is a viable, wonderful, vibrant place to do business. And so in the past year, we welcomed Hook and Reel, which is that sit down seafood restaurant. It really stunk for them because I think the day after their opening day, everything shut down. Um, but they've hung through and they adapted really quickly and they've been wonderful. Same thing happened to European Wax. They opened and shortly thereafter, and Diamond Braces shortly thereafter, the pandemic shut everything down. So we still consider them a brand new business that recently opened. Trey, I always forget the name of the other seafood restaurant that just opened. The Crab.
It's Aloha Crab is the other
Aloha Crab.
restaurant that opened up.
Is it a
Yep.
sit-down
And then we have,
restaurant?
yes,
Is it a
It is a
sit-down?
sit-down
and it's
It is a
Nice.
sit-down restaurant. Once we're able to sit down, but yeah, it's a sit-down restaurant.
it's really cute in there. And
Well, I guess
then
right now you
there's
sit down with your mask on, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's a new. It's called Jamaica Flavors, which is they've got a really cute setup. It's on Union Hall in Jamaica, and you just walk up to the window and you can order. They have a selection of desserts and drinks and patties. And then we're getting a restaurant called Jollibee's, which
Oh,
is
really?
to be next to the Burlington and the historic bank building. And Jollibee's apparently has this major following. It's, oh my gosh, I forgot where it's from. Now I
What
need to
type
look
of
it up.
food? What type of food is
It,
going to be served there?
isn't it Asian? Isn't it one of the Asian?
Yeah, I'm looking it up because I read the whole article on Wikipedia.
Filipino restaurant.
Filipino, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and
they
it's the
Okay.
one place where um, McDonald's is outsold by another restaurant. Like in every other country, McDonald's is the number one, hands down, fast food restaurant in terms of sales, except for here and Jollibee's in the Philippines. Jollibee's is like the top seller, and people love their fried chicken. They love their spaghetti. Um, I forget what else. There was something else, and we're actually going to do a fun article where we send John B from our team to go taste test because there's already Jollibee's in Times Square. So we're sending John B on a special mission. Actually, Trey, we need to do it this week. We're going to send her on a special mission to try the top 3 Jollibee's, famous foods that everybody likes, and then she's going to give us the insider's report before it opens. But
Oh,
when we announced that Jollibee's was opening, I think that was one of our most popular Facebook posts that we've ever had. There were so many comments from the public. So I think they're going to have a really vibrant audience, lots of people visiting.
Well,
yeah, I
the
can't.
interesting thing about it is they were on the penny stock market for probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and they were emerging then, and they've now come to the U.S. and making a big splash. So that's
Yeah,
exciting, and it's consistent with Queens having all this different cultural foods available. So
right.
that's very, very exciting. Yeah.
Glenn,
What's
have any
happening?
new restaurants opened in your area?
Yes, we have a Jamaica Hut, which is a Jamaican restaurant. It does have, I think, one location. It's mostly a takeout, fast casual, but it's traditional Jamaican, um, a jerk, chicken, curry goat.
Oh,
They do an excellent salmon and what have you. So that it's a very nice restaurant, and the restaurant owner dedicates meals on Saturday to the homeless. So they actually go out to the parks and the other locations, and is really providing not just a service for their customers, but actually going out and doing some work for the community as well.
oh,
Oh,
that's a
that's
great
awesome.
addition.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they accept DoorDash?
Pretty much everybody I've seen is kind of taking up the delivery services. In this day and age, especially in COVID, if you're not on there, you're not able to compete because
Right.
Uber Eats, DoorDash, I think there's one or two other ones that are out there, and they've actually reduced their percentage. So I think there was a city ordinance that had them reduce their share so that they're not taking all the profits from the restaurants because the restaurants were only doing takeout for so long, and then they were able to sit down, um, and then of course that got taken away again as well. But we're looking forward to Valentine's Day opening it back up to sit down. It's only 25%, but 25% is better than nothing.
That's true.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to it myself. Tell me, I wanted to go into, I know you deal with businesses and so forth, but I wanted to talk about where do people go? Because I know you should have a listing for where people can go to be tested for the virus and the vaccinations. Do you have that information, Jennifer,
We have
Trey, Glenn?
Yeah.
we have a COVID-19 website webpage on our on Jamaica.nyc, but also every time we do a newsletter. Try to do it weekly, but sometimes bi-weekly. We have COVID information on the end of our newsletter every week. That every time we send it out about testing the tracing apps. So that's how we try to push that out. And also on our Instagram, I try to share stories that Senator Comrie might have any vaccination sites or testing sites that have opened up. So we make sure we push those out whenever they come out.
Okay.
Please follow our elected officials. I feel like they are, for listeners, I feel like they are working so hard to spread the word about, all of these COVID resources for the community. And we're trying to send it out as well, but I've just been amazed by all of our elected officials and how hard they're working to make sure that the community's health is addressed during this time.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
in
good.
Jamaica Center, in Jamaica Center BID, they have City MD that's doing the testing, and then on Sutphin, the City MD is on the corner of Jamaica and New York Boulevard, and on Sutphin there's the Urgent Care Center, 9027 Sutphin, that is doing both testing, and I think both locations are doing vaccine and testing. I believe so. So
And what's
those
going
are
on at Hillside High School? Isn't that
that
a
that was supposed to be a 24-hour site, but I think it got shut down because we were running out of vaccine. So I'm not clear if it's
okay.
still open or not, because Hillside opened up, Shea Stadium opened up, Yankee Stadium opened up, Javits Center opened up, all as 24-hour sites. But when we were running out of the vaccines, I think that they've altered, their hours, so they're not 24 hours.
Okay. Also, what's going on with the movie theater? I mean, I'm on TV and I'm listening to, like, they're releasing a lot of movies, but you can't go to the movie theater to see them, and you can see them through, like, streaming, different services. Um, what was, anything on when they can reopen at least 25% or anything like that?
I haven't heard much about the movie theaters. I'm thinking that maybe a while. But you said it. They're streaming. The Netflix, Hulu, and some of the other live streams are killing them now. So I'm not even sure how they're going to position themselves to come back, because again, you know, when you think about social distancing and so forth, you're now talking about probably 30 or 40% of the capacity of the movie theaters, and so I'm really not sure that here's the thing with this COVID. Businesses are going to have to adapt, and we as bids are looking to support them in adapting. And some businesses are, may go out of business, and that's the hard, cold facts that we've got to deal with. And we don't, of course, we don't want them, because we want our corridors to be vibrant and active and making money, because what they help to bring other people into the district, and that all cultivates the economic development for our district. So that one is a tough one. I don't have any information around that, and it looks like it's going to go in a different direction as long as we have the COVID virus around.
Okay. Now, financially, what's going on as far as the small businesses and getting them loans and getting them money from the government to continue their businesses?
You want to
Uh,
take that one, Jennifer, and
Jennifer?
I'll follow up with you.
We've encouraged as many small businesses as possible to apply, both to private loans and then the federal loans, the EIDL grant. Um, I personally have found it difficult to get follow-up from all of those businesses on what the results have been with those loans. But I've heard a few success stories about businesses that we have a couple Cracker Jack businesses that have been amazing and gone after every single loan they could and grant and opportunity and marketing opportunity. And so it's been really great to see that. I think one of the things we've heard about the loans, especially the first round of them, was that they were difficult for businesses to access. They didn't necessarily allocate funding towards the things that they needed most to survive. And so over the course of the pandemic, I know that there's sort of been an iterative process addressing some of those needs. But I think we're still trying to figure out, especially how our smallest businesses, the mom and pops, are faring with those loans.
One of the I would say tragedies of this pandemic and the whole PPP program has been that the banks have serviced the bigger businesses, and I think that the bigger businesses got the money just before it ran out. The other thing is that the smaller businesses may not have had all their paperwork together that they needed. And so I know that I've heard some stories around that. Now, the second PPP program, that's pay, Paycheck Protection Program, if you don't know what that is, and it's a federal government program. This one is geared for businesses that are under 300 employees. So they're looking to gear it a little bit more specifically for the smaller businesses, and hopefully they are able to get it. But it's been um, it's been somewhat of a bottleneck. I think the people that they were really trying to help um, didn't get the help. I know of a couple instances where people got it and gave it back because it didn't make sense to them. They weren't able. It was more about having employees paid, but if you don't have the business generating, you can't have the employees. So it's kind of like a catch 22. If you're not making the money, then it doesn't make sense to have more employees. And I think the intention was to just support the employees, but not necessarily the businesses. So, I mean, we've
Interesting.
got it's a complex issue. I mean, there's nothing simple because you now also got the foreclosure, the evictions, all of those things that are coming into play. Now they've been frozen, but at some point in time, are these businesses going to be able to catch up or not? And that, you want to begin to look at that, and we've got to look at it as bids. We've got to look at that to see how we can support the businesses staying in business. And I think that's going to be our groundwork for going forward, helping them get money, but also helping them stay in business and adapting. And part of that adapting we talked about earlier, we think online is probably the quickest way for them to adapt, but there may be other things that are emerging. So we as business leaders are looking for those kinds of things that would make a difference to support the businesses, especially the small businesses, because we know small businesses produce 50% of the employment in this country. And so if they go, we all go.
Okay. Jennifer, Trey, how can people reach you and if they need to?
Well, you can reach me. You can always reach out to us via email. Our general email is info@jamaicacenter.org. And as we keep saying, we're pretty active with social media, so it's shoot us a DM. To be honest with you, that's how we've communicated with a lot of businesses. on the avenue, and a couple of people as well who are interested in the bid. So just make sure you follow us or message us on Instagram or Facebook, and head to our website, sign up for our newsletter, because there's a lot of really good information that we send out on a bi-weekly basis, and anything you need to know for your small business, for COVID relief, for COVID testing, is going to be in that newsletter and on our website.
Oh, awesome. That's great. Jennifer, you was telling me something about a program that's coming up. I think for February. You had mentioned it to me. You invited me,
Oh,
and yeah,
yes.
talk about that.
Um, so, so jumping back to all those businesses that we're celebrating that are opening or opened in the last year, we're doing the famous ticker tape parades that New York City is known for. We
Sure.
are doing a ribbon cutting parade, and we have, I think Trey's been working very hard on this project. I think it's what, five or six businesses now that are, we're going to do a ribbon cutting in front of a multitude of
Excuse me.
businesses on Jamaica Avenue on Friday. And we're kicking it off at the Dunkin' Donuts on 163rd Street. We're going to have a live marching band, not a marching band, a brass band that's going to play some music. And we're just going to parade down the street in front of all of the new businesses that have opened, give each business owner an opportunity to grab the big scissors. We'll sanitize them beforehand, and cut the ribbon. And we're going to put a bunch of balloons in front of every business that's new on that avenue. And hopefully that will just bring some additional awareness to those businesses that have bravely opened in this very trying time, and encourage local people to give them a try and walk in the doors and support them.
Yeah, that sounds great. I know you
It'll be
invited
fun.
me. I know you invited me to it.
Glenn, you
It's
should
this
come
Friday,
too.
right?
I will.
This Friday, 10 o'clock. Yep.
Okay, we have to pay some more bills, Glenn.
February 2021, we have a season pass subscription to Black Spectrum Theater. And who's going to be there on February 5th? We got Thurgood. On February 12th, The Shoes on the Other Foot, Samson's Way. And on February 19th, if you're not from Jamaica, Queens, or the St. Albans area, you should definitely check out the St. Albans Jazz Festival. It's been an annual event in St. Albans Park. And that's going to be on February 19th. And then February 26th, the infamous Paul Mooney. Now, I don't know if you know about Paul Mooney, but he takes no prisoners, okay? So he definitely is going to be funny. That's February 26th. So how do you find out about it? It's www.blackspectrum.net, and then select Season Pass 2020-2021 and select your payment method. Or if you prefer, you can call in from Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 p.m., 718-723-1800. Check out the Black Spectrum, a real diamond in our community. Back to you, Lady P. Wait a minute. I'm not hearing you.
I would like to mention another sponsor that we have, Stephen G. James, um, attorney at law. Matter of fact, we ran into him the other day, and he's still doing a lot of business on Southern Boulevard. So, in case you need of an attorney, please don't forget to check out Stephen G. James, attorney at law, attorney at war. Okay.
Hi, this is attorney Stephen G. James. We've been practicing law at this law firm for over 30 years. I'm a former assistant prosecutor in Kings County and currently a defense attorney to serve you better. We work harder to serve you better. So just call us for the lawyers you can trust. 646-905-9000. 646-905-7001. We're located on Sutphin Boulevard, right near Hillside here in Jamaica, Queens, New York, for over 30 years serving the community. The law firm of Stephen G. James. Thank you.
That's my boy.
Yes.
Glenn, time is running out. Could you please tell us how people can reach you?
Yeah, they can reach me at Sutphin Boulevard BID, and the number is 718-291-2110.
Okay, I would like to take this time to thank our guests from the Jamaica BID, Jennifer and Trey, for coming on. I really enjoyed talking with you all, and I hope to see you Friday, as long as
Friday,
my
we'll be there Friday.
Friday. And what time is it again? What time it starts?
10 a.m.
Oh, 10 a.m. Okay, so I
10
gotta
a.m. in
set
front
my
of Dunkin' Donuts.
I gotta set my
163.
alarm.
Yep, 16318 Jamaica Avenue.
All right, great.
Excellent.
Well, yeah,
Great having you on.
yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody, for listening.
I love getting to be on your show. It's always so fun. And
Ah,
shop downtown. We want people to shop downtown. We need people downtown supporting their stores, supporting their businesses. Please.
well, you know,
Absolutely.
Jennifer, when I do see you on Friday, I'm going to stop into my favorite store, which is Rainbows. I can go in there and come out with no money, you know?
They have fun stuff.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the dress that I'm wearing right now came from Rainbows, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love to shop in Jamaica, Queens, and give back. You know, that's what it's all about. Putting the money
Right.
back into the community. You know.
That's
Absolutely.
what we're trying to get everyone to understand. Why do you want to shop, where it comes out of a warehouse from somewhere else? Support your community. It's providing jobs. It's activating your local street. If you don't shop here, there's not going to be anything for you to do downtown. So
Yeah, that's great. Well, take care, everybody. Enjoy the show. See you all next week. Our world, our power, where your news reflects
Yeah.
you and your community. Thank you.